far away.
Obviously, was that one that got away? I mean, great footy in the second quarter, but footy either side of that wasn't too flash.
Oh, I don't know whether it was one that got away. I think sort of Carlton probably deserved their victory. It would have been the one that we stole, I think. Largely across the night. For 3 quarters at the very least, they seemed to get on top in most areas. We certainly had a good look at it in the second quarter. A little bit early in third, but this game's about 4 quarters. If we played 4 quarters last week, we probably played about a quarter and a half. So, but hung in there, and really it was probably Carlton that was the one giving us the chances to hang in the game. And unfortunately, we just right at the back end we weren't good enough to finish it off. A couple of injuries late didn't necessarily help the cause, but from what I'm led to believe, they had a couple too. So probably evened out in the end.
What's the latest with Leuenberg? How's his hand?
Well, his thumb, so I guess we'll wait and see. He dashed off to the hospital, I think. So we'll just, that's a bit of a wait and see. Couldn't give you an accurate report at the moment.
Dislocated and they couldn't get it back in?
I think so, but you couldn't quote me. Yep.
Was it intensity, you think, Michael? What was the problem over, or the lack of, over the long periods? Or was it execution also?
No, that's probably about right. Certainly the tempo of the game. I felt it was rather a very offensive sort of game. Like just watching it, they had it, they'd go and we'd have it, we'd go, and just felt like it was. We got some of our defensive methods in place for a little while, but just couldn't hold for most of the game. So it was very sort of, I guess, attacking both ways really. So that's why you probably always felt like you had a bit of a chance, because you thought if you could sort of control the ball a little bit, you might be able to hit the scoreboard a little bit more. But we weren't able to do that, and that's good credit to Carlton, the pressure they put on too. Not that they had a heap of tackles, but they obviously won a lot of the ball, so won the contested ball and control the ball a bit better than us.
Did you end up missing those defenders? You think that got suspended? Because obviously Wade was quite a handful, and you had to keep Hathorn the whole time.
Well, I mean, Joel lost his individual contest. It's Joel's just been so fantastic the way he's defended over such a long period of time. I guess if you work on averages, 99 out of 100 isn't bad. He's lost his contest today, and next week we've got a bigger contest again. So that's something that he's going to have to make sure he just learns from quickly, and we park it and move on. So, but as far as Joel, he lost his contest today, but he's just been outstanding in that area. It was probably just a bit of a downer for him, and we need to pick him up pretty quick.
You lost those couple of guys through suspension. Did you see Brownie's incident? Are you concerned that he might have to?
I didn't see that at all. So no, I didn't see that. No.
That run in the second quarter, is that? I mean, that was probably some of the best footy you've played all season, six in a row. I think. Is that sort of make you scratch your head a little bit more about what went on around either side?
Well, it's a sustained part of doing that. It's we talked about 4 quarters. It's the first quarter was neither here nor there. Like both sides were sort of scoring. The second quarter was quite impressive. So that's certainly something for us to be able to try and keep emulating. We'll keep banging home the same messages about how important it is to be able to get that. But the second quarter, I thought the second half, I thought largely Carlton controlled most of the game, or at least certainly the scoring. So we're always chasing a little bit. It was just whether we could get a look at the end. They did give us a little bit of a look. We just couldn't quite hit the scoreboard to drag us within a goal, and that would have probably made it a little bit interesting. But we couldn't do that in the end.
In the second quarter, Maloney was so dominant. Why couldn't he continue that, or you allow him to continue that the rest of the game?
Well, that's one thing we don't control from the coach's box. So that's just the ebbs and flows of the game. We can't be relying on too few either. Like it's important that we have matchups that we win and we get those contests going. And Beamer's been a very important player to us. But the players are going to ebb and flow. They've got to work their way through that. Didn't think necessarily anything special was happening. They were trying to get a matchup. But in the end, it's just a personal battle that sort of was working for us that ended up sort of not across the course of the game. But we had too few that weren't winning there, just personal battles. And, you know, they were winning a lot of those. So, you know, we were it was very workmanlike to try and stay in the game. There was no one that played brilliant for us, but they just had to keep working and working as a group. And in the end, we were just, you know, as I said, sometimes these games come down right to the end, and, you know, Carlton probably could have put us away several times, but didn't. And, you know, we got a couple of looks and we weren't good enough to finish it. In the end, that was pretty much the game.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers.